Welcome back, RBG family.
Today we will be talking about Ranunculus. So let's get into it. All right, guys. So we are going to discuss what we have in front of you. What we are going to be doing is trying to sprout Ranunculus. What we are going to be using to sprout these Ranunculus is a good dirt potting mix. We are going to be mixing in some cocoa core into this mix as well. We have used before some regular seedling mix, and I think that has been too moist for these Ranunculus corms. We are going to be using some mason jars, 2 of them, and I will tell you why. We have the corms in front of you, which we will discuss in a second. We also have one 10 by 20 flat tray as well. So let's discuss the corms. These corms I got at Amazon. We have the mixed peony ranunculus. Those are 12 largest size. We have 12 mixed Utopia French peony mix, and I got these at Amazon and they were $19.99 a piece. So we have a total of 24 corms that we are going to be trying to sprout in the 10 by 20 flat. Now, this is not the first time that we are trying to sprout ranunculus. Unfortunately, we have tried this before and we have not been successful. This has been in the 2021 year and also unfortunately this year as well. I don't know if you have recalled that I have said in my prior video that I have had already tried to sprout ranunculus. Well, those have unfortunately been my first failed of the 2022 season. They had unfortunately rotted and have grown fungus, and I had to scrap those and toss them and start over. So this is what we are going to be doing now. The flat I also got from Amazon, and I got them in a bunch of 10, and they were pretty pricey. These seem to be a little more sturdier, so let's see how they hold up. The good dirt, I got that from Target. It seems to be that's the only place that I can find it, and they are $9.99 a bag. So let's go ahead and jump in and do this. These flowers are beautiful. We have fallen in love with these flowers. I mean, we have fallen in love with every single flower I think that you can name of, but for whatever reason these kind of take a peony look. They take kind of a rose look, and we've heard that the shelf life of them in a vase is long. So I want to have a bouquet in every corner of my house, and this is pretty much where we're at. I think my husband can relate with what I am saying. He is actually here with me. He's the voice that you heard open the video. I'm trying to incorporate him into more of my videos. So welcome him into the community. So he's going to be helping me today to do these corms. I need a second brain since unfortunately this first brain did not do well with our first and second crop. So like I said, the first time, let's go ahead and jump into this.
The reason we were trying so hard to sprout these corns is because they're very colorful and beautiful. They got a lot of colors. They're very, very vivid. So that's one of the reasons we were trying so hard to sprout these corns. So that's all for me today.
All right, so let's go ahead and do this hard work in front of us, and we will bring you back when we're at that stage. So we have unbagged the we have unbagged the French peony ranunculus, and these things are the most funniest looking, weirdest octopus looking things that you have ever seen. And they currently are dehydrated, And the process where we are at currently right now is that we are going to put them in the mason jars separately, because we don't want both of these varieties to mix. And we are going to rehydrate them. They are going to be sitting in these waters for about 3 to 4 hours. I don't like to do more than 4 hours because I don't want them to get too plumpy and then rot up on me yet again. So we're going to do 4 hours. Now, what I did last time with the other ones was that I left the water dripping so it can aerate the ranunculus. Now, I've heard from the community that you really do and don't have to. Some other people choose to leave like a fish tank pump in them. Other people just leave it in standing water and have success. The whole point to this is that don't forget about them, because then you'll run into bigger trouble. So just make sure that your corms are completely covered in water, and then just check up on them maybe every half an hour. If you want to move the water around, you can, and just check on them frequently. Once you see them plump, then you can go ahead and move on to the next process. Alright guys, so there you have it. They are both in their each perspective a jar, and I went ahead and took the label off of the baggies so that I don't get them mixed up. So they will live in these jars for the next 3 to 4 hours, and like I said, I will come back every 30 minutes to just check up on them, give them a little swirl, and that's pretty much it. In the interim, me and my husband, we're gonna go ahead and start mixing up the soil so that we will have it ready on the 10 by 20 flat, so that when the corms are ready, we are ready. So no time wasted. You know how it is, multitasking. Okay, here we are shoveling in some cocoa coir into the 10 by 20 flat, and then next is going to be the potting mix so we can get it mixed in together. Alright, so now we're gonna add in the good dirt potting mix, and he's using just a hand little shovel to put it into the 10 by 20 tray. And once again, like I said, we're going to mix this all in together, and we're just gonna moisten it lightly and then add the corms. Alright, so now my husband is going to pre-moisten the soil, move it around, and make sure that the consistency is correct. Alright guys, so that first sprinkle that he put wasn't enough, so he's gonna add a little bit more. As you see, he is working it with his hands. Guys, gardening is very dirty but very fulfilling. So what you are looking for is pretty much like a brownie texture, where you can pretty much pick it up with your hands and it forms in your hands, but you cannot squeeze out any water, but at the same time it can crumble if you manipulate it with your hands. So that is pretty much the texture that we are looking for here, and it looks like we are almost there. Once we are there, we're going to stop manipulating this mixture of soil that we have here, and then we're just going to wait for the corms to rehydrate, and we should be ready to do this. Okay guys, so for my husband, he feels that the soil is nice and moist and it has reached the texture that it needs to get there. So he says that in his fingers he can make a fist and it crumbles, as you can see. So we are in the perfect stage. So we're just gonna wait for the corms and we'll meet you right back. All right, guys, so it's been about 30 to 45 minutes, and we are down here to do the first rotation of them. We're just using my favorite tool to make the holes to plant my seeds, and we're just going to move them, whether it's counterclock or clockwise. It really doesn't matter as long as you just get some type of aeration in them. And we're going to do that to both mason jars. And then from there, we're just going to go ahead and just leave them alone. And we should hopefully see you guys in the next 3 to 3.5 hours when we are ready to plant them in the 10 by 20 trays. So we will see you then. All right, RBG, so we are back in our basement. It's been about roughly 3 hours and a quarter, and we are dumping out our first mason jar so we can show you how much these babies have plumped up. So my husband is going to hold one of these things up. Look at these beauties. Now pray for me, guys. Let's hope that I don't mess this batch up, because this is batch number 3, and at this point I have no production from them. So let's hope that this time we are successful, because we want some flowers out of these corms. And well, my husband lost one. So look how hydrated they look. I mean, it's just amazing how, I guess, nature does what it does. So we're gonna go ahead and pick all of these guys up from the sink. We're gonna go ahead and drain the other variety, and we're gonna set them up on the table, and we're gonna start putting them up in the soil mixture. So we'll meet you up on the other table. Okay, guys, so here we have the first batch, and this is the French peony ranunculus. And in this batch we ended up getting 13 corms, and they look, like I said, all healthy, all viable, all nice and hydrated. So hopefully there's no gardener's error in this one, and it all goes well. I told my husband already, and he pretty much laughed at me. I told him these are his babies, because I do not want to mess another batch up. So y'all better pray for him and hope that he does good by them. All right, so the second pack brought 16 corms, and they are all nestled in. So what he is doing now, he's pouring some potting soil over them so he can cover them and put them to a bed. After that, he's telling me that he's going to moisten the soil that he's putting on top of them, and then from there he's going to be putting them in a dark area so they can hopefully sprout. And then once they sprout, then we will put them under some grow lights so that they can continue to grow. Now remember, guys, take this like a grain of salt. We are no experts at what we are doing with these ranunculus. As I have said this in multiple times throughout this video, I have failed at these guys 2 times already, which is why my husband is taking over and trying to shine a new light at these guys, because we really want to grow these. So please, if you think that we are doing something wrong, or if you can shine some light at us on how we need to do something a different way, or if there's a better way or a correct way for us to do this, please in the comment section let us know. I think that we are hopefully still at the stage that we can hopefully correct something. because we are starting this today. Do remember we are in Garden Zone 7B in Bronx, New York. We are still technically in winter, and at this point we are starting everything indoors once it comes to everything leafy green, peppers, and etc. Minus my tomatoes because those grow too quick. But this is what we have for you guys today, our ranunculus. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video so that the YouTube community knows that we are creating excellent content and that you guys are enjoying what you are seeing. And as always, guys, we love you and we will see you on our next video.
See you soon, guys.
Bye.